So the big sporting weekend is now behind us, and while some of it may have been a little bit underwhelming, it was a very good weekend if you are British. Starting with the Saturday action and starting at Wimbledon with some of the finals there, including the women's final where Serena Williams won her 7th Wimbledon title and her 22nd Grand Slam title, which has now tied Steffi Graf's record by beating Angelique Kerber in straight sets 7-5, 6-3. Then Brits Gordon Reid and Alfie Hewitt won the men's wheelchair doubles, whilst Pierre-Hugues Herbert and Nicolas Mahut of France won the men's doubles, and the Williams sisters Venus and Serena won the women's doubles, meaning Serena took 2 titles in one day. And then Dutchwoman Jiske Griffion won the women's wheelchair singles. And on to UFC 200, where the main card was actually a little bit flat. First fight on the main card, Cain Velasquez beat Travis Browne in a first round TKO, which led everyone to believe that this could actually be as big as it had been billed. But then the bantamweight title fight between Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar, the fight was controlled by Aldo, he took his time, and also after the 5 rounds got the decision victory, took the title that he had lost to McGregor earlier. And Cormier Silva definitely looked like a last moment fight, but credit to Anderson Silva for stepping in, but Cormier dominated. Then moved on to the co-main event of Brock Lesnar-Mark Hunt, which Lesnar took to the ground because Hunt is a striker, so Lesnar ended up taking that one. But then UFC 200 lit up through Brazilian Amanda Nunes, who took on Miesha Tate for the women's bantamweight title, and oh my, did Amanda Nunes dominate. For 3 minutes, Nunes beat Tate up, just punch after punch, then got to her back, rear naked choke, tap out, done. Nunes, the new women's bantamweight champion. And then also on Saturday had a Tour de France stage, one of the first big mountain stages, and Chris Froome showed his potential once again, or maybe not potential, more credentials again. He took the yellow jersey after breaking away from a small group of riders at the top of a climb 15 kilometres from the end, showed his expert descending skills to take the stage by around 11 seconds, and also gaining the yellow jersey. And Adam Yates of Britain is in 2nd place as well, so it's a Brit 1-2 in the Tour de France. Then moving on to Sunday and more Wimbledon, this time the men's singles final, where Andy Murray once again won Wimbledon, just making it an even better weekend for Brits by beating Canadian Milos Raonic 6-4, 7-6, 7-6. And then, to make it even better for Brits, Heather Watson and her Finnish partner in the mixed doubles, Henri Kontunen, won the mixed doubles title. Gordon Reid, who the day before, as previously mentioned, won the wheelchair doubles title, then went on to win the inaugural men's wheelchair singles title. Jordan Wiley, again of Britain, along with her partner Yui Kamiji, won the women's wheelchair doubles. And as far as I know, that pretty much rounds out Wimbledon, other than the junior events. Haven't mentioned them, so sorry to them. Then you had the Formula 1, where Lewis Hamilton won the British Grand Prix of Silverstone, with Nico Rosberg finishing 2nd but being demoted to 3rd after a 10-second time penalty for illegal radio communication after a gearbox issue with just 6 laps remaining, which left him stuck in 7th gear. The team then panicked and told him how to fix it, which is now illegal under the new radio rules, meaning that Max Verstappen was promoted to 2nd, which is his second place finish in a row. He's 18. He is sensational. And because it was an event in Britain, the weather was a main talking point again, where it decided to absolutely chuck it down about 20 minutes before the race. The drivers started on wets, had to do the first 6 laps of the race behind a safety car. Then when the race started, the track was already ready for intermediates. Then slightly later on it went to slicks. But turn 1 was quite interesting because it never dried out, it was still wet. So slick tyres going over an area that was still damp, and pretty much everybody at least went wide at that turn, including Hamilton once, and Vettel went wrong about 3 times, including a very entertaining spin at one point. And then another little bit on the Tour de France. Tom Dumoulin took yesterday's stage. Chris Froome held on to the yellow jersey. But the main talking point is the abandonment of the Tour de France by Alberto Contador, one of Froome's rivals. He's abandoned through what's thought to be illness, but also after 2 falls in the first 2 days, which he's never truly recovered from. And then the Women's US Open golf finished yesterday. And what is it with the US Open and controversy? Because 3 weeks after the Dustin Johnson debacle, it's happened again. American Brittany Lang and Swede Anna Nordqvist went into a 3-hole playoff, and on the second hole of those 3, Nordqvist touched the sand with her club, which is a 2-shot penalty as testing the sand before the shot. The 2 were tied going up the last. Well, halfway through, Nordqvist and Lang were informed of the penalty that Nordqvist had been given, but Nordqvist had already played her approach to the green and Lang hadn't. And Nordqvist has said that she would have changed her approach if she knew that she'd been penalised. Lang then managed to par the final hole whilst Nordqvist actually 3-putted for a bogey, meaning that Lang would have won by 1 anyway without the penalty strokes. But it's definitely controversial because Nordqvist possibly would have played it differently, could have won and then had it taken away. So it's a bit of a debacle again by the USGA. And then of course I wasn't going to leave this out, but I left it till the end anyway. The Euro 2016 final between France and Portugal. This was overshadowed by Cristiano Ronaldo's early injury and that moth. You know what I'm talking about if you watch the game or if you are on Twitter. Payet went in with a hard tackle on Ronaldo, they banged knees, and that did for Cristiano, who tried to carry on 2 different occasions, but by the 16th minute actually came off for Ricardo Quaresma. But Portugal then defended resolutely for the 90 minutes, however France had a couple of big chances. Griezmann's header, which went just over the bar, and then the moment in the 91st minute when Gignac was Robson-Cornering Pepe. I mean, it doesn't quite have the same ring as the Cruyff turn, but I'm now christening it the Robson-Cornu. And then Gignac had big chance to put it away, and he hit the post. And then in extra time, Adair, of all people, scores a wonder goal. Muscled off men, hit a low drive into the bottom corner from about 20-25 yards out. And Cristiano Ronaldo's injury led him to basically being the assistant manager on the sidelines. At points I thought he was the manager, but Portugal held on without Ronaldo to win the Euros. And so after all of that, we are through the weekend. This could be quite a long video. I haven't timed how long this actually is, but it could go on for a while. If you have watched all the way through, thank you very much. It means a lot. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as well, and thank you for watching.